Home and Wealth, sponsored by Rodney Anderson with Supreme Lending.
GMT viewers have money questions for Rodney Anderson on how to take advantage of a mortgage, whether it's purchasing or refinancing, and he joins me this morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Alana.
All right, you ready to answer some questions?
Absolutely.
The first one is from Rick in Wiley. He says, my wife and I bought our home in 2005. We have a first and second mortgage. First balance is $212,000 at more than 4%, and the second balance is $35,000 at 8%. Plus, our second mortgage is a balloon note. Do you recommend refinancing?
Well, let me tell you about a balloon, okay?
Thank you.
So a balloon loan, these were done a lot back in the 03, 04, 05 period of time, where somebody took out a second mortgage and it was amortized over 30 years. Okay. But it's called a balloon after 15 years, so all of a sudden, at the very end of 15 years, you get a notice in the mail stating your whole balance, if it's $25,000, for example, is due at that period of time. Well, most people haven't saved for that money, so they have to refinance their mortgage, and most people can't refinance just a second mortgage by itself, so they combine their first mortgage and their second mortgage together, avoid the balloon, and I will tell you, if you have a second mortgage from back in 03 through 08, make sure that you don't have a balloon, because the last thing you want is a notice stating you got to write a big check from 30 days from now and you don't have the money.
You likely will not have that money either.
Yeah, and if you don't have the money, then you have late payments on your credit report, and more importantly, that second lien lender could foreclose on you. So the last thing you want to do is do nothing. Make sure you know where you stand, and I would really recommend that they pick up the phone and call to see if refinancing is really right for them, which I think it is.
All right, Rick and Wiley, I hope you're listening. Our next question is from Emily in Saginaw. She says she and her husband, they want to buy a home and they want to use his VA eligibility. They haven't used a VA loan program since the 1990s. Explain the program's benefits.
Yeah, here's the benefit on VA loans, and we do a lot of these for military veterans. No money down, up to a loan amount of $453,100.
Okay.
But if people are putting no money down, or 5% down, or 10% down, or less than 20, the big benefit of VA is they have no monthly mortgage insurance, where on a conventional loan, you're going to pay PMI. So it ends up normally saving the veteran money. And it allows them to get in with lesser down payment. Many lenders will talk people out of doing VA loans because they think that they're more difficult, where they're not. So we try to talk people into VA loans because they're one of the very best loan programs in America. And I would definitely look at your VA benefits.
Okay, thank you. Our next one from Stacy in Saxe. She asked, I have a first mortgage for $150,000 at 4.75% and a home improvement loan for $40,000 at 7%. Our value has gone up significantly, and our home is now worth $300,000. Do you think we could combine our first and second and take cash out to do those home improvements?
Absolutely. There's a lot of people right now that are doing combination cash outs, I call them, where they're paying off their first mortgage, they're combining their first mortgage and their second mortgage together and pulling money out. What are they pulling money out? To do home improvements. What are they pulling money out? To pay off credit cards, to pay for student loans, to pay off the IRS. There's so many reasons why people are doing cash outs, but in her situation, I would look at getting rid of that 7% home improvement loan and combining it all together into a cash out.
Last question from Jason. I know we're packing in a lot of information this morning. Jason says he bought a home 4 years ago for $400,000 and put 5% down. Their interest rate is at 4.5%, but they're paying $270 a month in PMI. Can he refinance to get rid of his PMI?
He can refinance to get rid of his PMI as long as he has 20% equity in his home. So if values have really gone up, then if he's sitting there at 4.5%, his mortgage rate could go up a little bit, but he'd get rid of all that PMI. So here's what I would recommend. Let us run some numbers for you to make sure it's worth it for you. If it's not worth it for you, then we're going to tell you. But since he's at that 4.5% rate, it looks like the market will be going up a little bit. But I would recommend that he picks up the phone call. Running numbers cost you absolutely nothing, ladies and gentlemen. Having results and saving money could be years of savings.
That's right. Running those numbers isn't going to cost you a thing, so be assured. Call Rodney at 1-800-EXPRESS with all of your financial and mortgage questions. You can also go to rodneyanderson.com.